Guys, today's video is going to be pretty cool. Why? Isn't it just another keyboard review? Technically yes, but this keyboard costs $580. In the past 2 years, I have reviewed countless keyboards and they tend to range between $50 to let's say $300. But when something comes out that is $580 and only sold through a raffle, you know something's different and something's a little more special. This is the Owllab Hellcat Alice Mac 01. 4 years ago, Owllab released the Spring, the Owllab Spring. It is until this day one of the most beloved Alice keyboards in the community. And ever since then, Owllabs themselves has never done a rerun of that beloved board. So this is technically the second ever Alice that Owllabs has released. On top of that, it is also their first ever in line for the Hellcat series. So this is the start of something for them. What? So this marks the journey of what they are,
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
So this marks the beginning for the Hellcat series. So we might be seeing more layouts that come in the same design aspect. And heads up, it's a very bold creation. Now, as you can tell, the unboxing experience was definitely something else. I have unboxed an Angry Mail and it's basically on par with $1,000 keyboards. So let's get started with what's included. Oh shit, I have no idea what's included. So for what's included, we have some simple instructions, a set of stabilizers, some extra components, authentication card, aluminum plate, PP plate, the standard foam set, plate, PE, PCB and case foam with a pad sheet as well. And we have our 1.6mm non-flex cut hot swappable PCB. And of course we have the centerpiece, the case itself. Centerpiece.
The thin bun with 1 million shoes.
Before the building, let's talk. Owllab's craftsmanship is one of the best in the market, and this case really shows what they are capable of. The build quality feels extremely premium, especially with the anodized finish, which is basically flawless. It might look a little messy on camera because of so many design elements, but in person, the anodized finish is really nice. On the back, we have a mirror finish weight that has the word Hellcat in a diamond cut engraving. Basically, it looks like gemstones and it's really shiny and it's there. Now, in terms of design, clearly as the name suggests, Mac 01 is going for the Mac theme and it definitely did it, alright? The overall design element that you can really see is split. The main design element is, I would say, created from different pieces of aluminum that fit together into the Mac theme and create the shape of our Alice keyboard. It creates this nice contrast between the keyboard base itself and the extra parts that kind of match perfectly into it. On top of that, we also do have a matrix LED display and a dedicated display as well. 2 screens on the keyboard. I think this is the first time we have seen that. It's pretty cool. Now let's get started with the building process. As usual, I'll do 2 different builds. This time around maybe 3 because I have a different configuration. The disassembly of the board is pretty simple. It's held together by 6 screws and afterwards we can see the internals. It's so clean because everything uses a magnetic daughterboard connection. Both the screens, the PCB, any sort of lighting you see uses the magnetic daughterboard connection. Oh, I am so getting cooked. So for the first build, we'll be using the full foam kit, and the case foam itself is so satisfying to install because of the acoustic chamber. It's cut perfectly to sit into the case. It's really nice. Aside from the case foam, we'll be using our pad sheet, PE foam, plate foam, and of course our PP plate. Next, we're gonna move on to the mounting itself. This is something special about the keyboard. They created a new system for mounting. Why am I saying these things? It has these little knobs that slot into our PCB and plate, and along the silicone ring itself, there are these slots for our PCB and plate as well to kind of sit into. So once it's installed into the PCB sandwich, everything sits very neatly. It's basically a silicone gasket that goes along the whole thing. Looks like an O-ring, but it's not O-ring, and it has the benefits of silicone gasket and also keeps the whole thing in place. Genius. Now for the switches, I'll be using the HMX Syn-High switches, one of the most popular HMX switches. It's a very smooth linear and lean towards a clackier sound profile. And afterwards, it's just as simple as Lego. Everything just snaps into place when you're trying to install the board because of the magnetic daughter board connection. Now for keycaps, with the baby pink colorway, there is no other keycap set other than PBT Fan's rim. And on top of that, there are also two magnetic connections that kind of display either horns or badges. And PBT Fan's rim is based on horns as well, so it's like the perfect match. These magnetic accent pieces are really nice to play around with. They just kind of snap into place really easily. So here's how it sounds. My first impressions of the board were, it was really loud, and it was kinda expected because I used both the pet sheet and the PE foam, and with those combined together with every single foam, it's expected to have a louder sound profile, something a little creamier, something a little marblier. And with the HMX Syn-High switches, which leans towards a lighter sound profile, they kinda combine together and create this really bright and clacky sound profile. It's nice, but it's definitely not for me. We're gonna move on to our foamless build. No, we're not. We are gonna talk about typing experience. It's actually really soft and bouncy. The mounting system works really well. It feels really stable and yet has this soft little bounce or touch to it. And on top of that, this Alice is probably one of the thinnest Alice in the market. Its front height is 15.5 cm. And they do also provide a wrist rest that matches your colorway, but based on my experience, I didn't really feel the need to use it. Now, on to the next build, we're gonna try a foamless build. Aluminum. The plate will be none other than a aluminum plate, but the main thing I want to talk about is the mounting system. I feel like a foamless build is where the mounting system really shines. I need to stop doing this. Most of the time, the main trouble of creating a foamless build without plate foam is installing switches. Not having that gap is why plate forks are invented. But with this mounting system, I could install switches without a plate fork or without any tools. And for the switches that I used in this build, they were the HMX Caramel switches. So here's how it sounds. In my opinion, this is my opinion, my preference, it sounds a little dead. Just, it doesn't strike you as a $580 keyboard. So I play around with the configurations for the past week or so, and my favorite configuration is with plate and PCB and case foam. These three foams with the PP plate and the Keygeek Y2 switches. Just listen. The sound profile of this configuration is something that I prefer. It leans towards a poppier, thockier sound profile, and without the PE foam, it sounds a little less loud and sounds a little more controlled. And last but not least, just to cover a little bit on the two screens, the software that the board uses is all on VIA. You can remap your keys, you can do whatever you want with the screen, you can upload the animations you want, the custom animations into the screen, you can draw out whatever animations you want for the matrix LED, you can adjust your backlight, you can adjust all the different accent lights, you can adjust your perky RGB, it's macros, everything that you want to tweak about a keyboard is found on this software. So yeah, that basically wraps up the video. This has been the Hellcat Alice Mac 01. For $580, comment your thoughts down below about the price and the keyboard. And if you are interested, it is only being sold on a Raffle system. So you would have to join to stand a chance to buy the board. I think it's going to be a very low supply kind of thing because of how, I would say, intricate this is. So yeah, like this video if you enjoyed this video, subscribe if you enjoy my content, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.